Hello beautiful people, it's Shay here and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing something interesting. We're talking about brand strategy, and the fun part of this is a strategy for an actual brand that will be launching soon. So this is going to be like a 3-part video. So the first part is where we are going to do the brand strategy and documentation. The second part has to do with like the mood boarding and visual direction. Then the third part will be like the actual creation of the visual identity and launching. So it's going to be a fun one, so stick around. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel and let's get right into the video. So first thing first, what is brand strategy? I'm sure you must have heard about this so many times, especially if you're like on social media consuming content. Tell you logo is not complete without strategy, design, research. What is brand strategy? So brand strategy is a roadmap that guides every aspect of a brand. It outlines how a company intends to position its brand in the market, how it wants the world to view its brand, how it communicates, differentiates itself from its competitors. It involves like the brand purpose, the brand values, the brand mission and vision, the target audience, and so much more. And I'll be breaking it down as we go, taking it step by step, how I'm able to like create strategy for this brand we are working on. And today's brand, the brand we're working on today is called OWAI. It is such an interesting brand and it is dear to my heart because it is my baby and I want to launch it soon. So let's dive right into brand strategy for OWAI. So yeah, this is just brand strategy documentation created by me for OWAI, and this is the year. So this is the outline. I broke down my strategy into brand story, brand purpose, vision and mission, differentiation, the brand connection, target audience, the customer journey and experience, the competitive analysis, then the last but not the least, that's like the visual identity. So creating me able to like break down the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 will help me get my visual identity correct. So, and this is not just when doing strategy for brand, for a company, it is not just limited to this. This is very, very flexible because it depends on the size of the company you're working with. Say for example, you're working with an already established company, has been maybe 5 years or whatever, they want a rebrand or something. You have to like put in taking customers' feedback. Like you interview people that are currently a customer of that brand to get their feedback and perception of the brand. So there's so many things that's like involved. So this is because it is just it's a small brand and this is what we have to make do with, FYI. So brand story. What is brand story? Brand story is just, why did you start the business? What are the facts and feeling behind the business? Fact and feeling behind why the business or the brand was created. So this is your brand story. So for OWAI, I've always been a low cut. Like for the greater part of my existence now, my hair has always been like chopped. Even right after secondary school. Why I emphasize on that is typically in Nigeria, yeah, after secondary school, if you were in secondary school, and that is high school for those that are outside the country, your hair is usually like chopped. For some people, you're always on low cut. But once you graduate high school, that's secondary school, you always have to like make your hair because you are going to the university, you have to look good and all of that stuff. But even right after my graduating secondary school, my hair was still on like low cut. I was still on my low cut into the university. I grew my hair out for about 2 years because then was when the natural hair craze was out. So I grew it out for about 2 years and after that I cut it. So I've always been on low cut. And as an adult, like recently, I've started experimenting with my hair, dyeing it, bleaching it, doing all sorts of. And there have been, along this my journey, there have been so many people that really admires it. They want to cut their hair, but they're not confident enough. And there's a certain stereotype around women, like African women, Nigerian women that cut their hair. So typically, like just as I am with my red hair, I walk into certain places and I'm being looked down upon because they think maybe I'm a sex worker, I'm a very loud person. Like they're just crazy stereotypes regarding women on low cut, number one, women with bleached or colored hair, number 2. So those are 2 big stereotypes. So this was why I was like, you know what, I want to create something for people that look like me and people that want to look like me, not like me, like I mean cut their hair, color their hair, just have fun with their hair. So this is the brand story. I want to share my journey with women. I want to like be like a representation for women. So that's why I decided to start this business, this brand. My brand purpose. What is brand purpose? Brand purpose is just a larger mission beyond profit. Like beyond profit, what exactly is the purpose of your brand? What problem are you trying to solve? What solution are you trying to bring to the problems? So these are questions you would have to ask your clients. Say you are working with a client, like you need to know why. That's their why, their what's the problem. I mean, before I came into this industry, this niche, I saw a problem in my community and I'm trying to bring solution to this problem. So what is the brand purpose for OWAI? OWAI is set to create an able for Nigerian and African women who want to embark or are currently on their short hair journey, a space where women can be unapologetic in their quest for self-love and how they show up, to lend voice in changing the narrative of stereotypes of bald women and women on short hair, to also inspire creativity and self-expression through our content and down the line our product. So this is our purpose for OWAI. And for this kind of my niche, you typically find this purpose like they want to create awareness, they want to create a community. If you see people with like alopecia, is it alopecia or alopecia? They have like, this is all built around creating awareness. Like I said, there's so much attachment to our hair as women. So now our vision and mission, you need to ask your clients, how would you like your brand to evolve? Like, where are they going to? Where do they see themselves in the next 5 years? Why are we here? What motivates your client to run their business? And also, how will they do it? Like, when they tell you what their plan is for the next 5 years, how do they intend to achieve that? So that would be like your mission. Your vision is where we are going to in the next 5 years. Your mission is, this is how we are going to get there. So for why, I was like, my vision is, it is born out of my vision is quite long. Some brands or some business vision can just be like one line, one simple line, depends on how it is. But because I'm creating this like document, it's a little more in-depth. So I'm like, OWAI is born out of love of trying new things with my crown and be confident in it, which is uncommon in our society, especially in Nigeria. So the vision is to grow a community of baldies, guide them on their journey, help them feel confident to live boldly and wholly. And in 10 years time, I hope to create a scalp care and a color products, open a salon catering to short hair while still keeping the OWAI community thriving. So that's my mission. For my mission, that's my vision. So for my mission, by consistently showing up on communication channels like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, creating relatable and helpful content that will spark conversation, and this conversation will also celebrate womanhood of short hair babes, and also learning how to style my hair, how to style hair professionally. So that's how, if it's a more larger brand, I mean, money has to be involved. It might be more elaborate than this. The next thing is differentiation. Differentiation, what makes you different? What makes OWAI different? And what is going to make your clients different from? Because obviously there's nothing new. There is actually nothing new. Every celebrity that you have there, and they keep bringing up new skincare line, makeup line, like there's nothing that has not been done, but what will make you stand out in the market? So this is what differentiation is about. So for OWAI, it will not only be like the first when you talk about low cut communities, because in Nigeria it is not really a thing, and we're going to talk about it more when we get to like the competition, and when we get to the competitors analysis part, we're going to talk more in depth about it. So but for now, I was like, not only will OWAI be the first when you talk about communities, that's low cut communities, content bank for women in Nigeria, but when you ask someone of OWAI, their first reaction will be of wonderment, of sheer joy in their voice, while they explain how resourceful OWAI is. Their experience, that's the people that my viewers, my customers, their experience is what will set us apart. don't make us different. Just like the way Mac users, Apple users, the way they talk about their product, like their experience with their product, like is one of the things that set them apart from other smartphone. You get experience while using the product is also something that I want to use as my differentiation. So connection is quite broad. This one involves like the brand voice, the tone, the keywords or attributes, the positioning, the messaging pillars, and so many things. So now let's start with brand voice. What is brand voice? Brand voice is the unique way a brand speaks to its audience, reflecting its personality and values. So for me, for OWAI's brand voice is confident, is authentic, is informal, is a mix of enthusiastic and a matter of fact, and is also informative. So that's our brand voice. For tone of voice, is also the same thing as the brand tone. My brand tone is personal, is honest, is conversational, is warm, is friendly, is unapologetic, it's approachable, and is inclusive. But what is brand tone? So brand tones are expression of a brand in different situation and context or audience, while still staying true to their overall personality. So it's just building off your brand voice. So for it talks about how, say for example, I got a negative feedback or a positive feedback comment on a product or a content. How do I respond? What's that tone? Am I going to speak harshly? Am I going to speak warm? Will it be friendly? Will it be unapologetic? How do I communicate in certain contexts? For you to achieve all this, these are just part of the research you have to do. You have to come up with creating this strategy for your clients. Ask a lot of questions, research into the industry, the target audience, personality of the brand, like what they want their brand to be, how they want people to see their brand. I mean, it's your job as a strategist to come up with stuff, all this, their connections for them, off the first 5 questions you've asked. So the next thing now is the attributes. What are attributes? Brand attributes are unique characteristics or quality that define a brand and how people see them. They can be tangible or intangible, but they are usually adjectives. So my attributes are bold, it's awesome, it's forward thinking, it's cool, it's consistency, it's adventurous, there's credibility, efficient, and non-conformist. These are some of my brand attributes. Then the next thing is messaging pillars. Messaging pillars is just like the impression you want to create in your audience mind, your overall brand messaging strategy, how you communicate with your audience in your market. So this is a quick overview of connections. Now to target audience. So target audience, I have not put it on, like it's still a work in progress for me, / I don't want to show them here, but it's just you creating. You also create personas, audience persona. Who are your audience? What's their occupation? What is their what are their goals? What are their problems? What are their frustrations? What are their expectations? So for me, for OWAI, for example, my first audience could be within the age of 20 to 24. They are undergraduate students. They are adventurous. I mean, they are Gen Zs. They want to explore. They want to explore. They don't just want to be confined. So their problem, maybe they have problem with stereotype, their frustration, they are not seeing like okay, one of their frustrations should be like, salon, the amount the salons charge for this. Like for me, I have never gone to a salon to bleach my hair, to dye my hair. I've always done it myself at home because it can be expensive, like 30k, 10k upwards. The least you will find is like 5k, and it's not really like a intense color job for 5,000 naira. So that would be one of their frustrations or problems. And what would they expect from OWAI? Of course, they want OWAI to recommend products for them, how they could achieve this themselves, because sometimes when you check on YouTube, most of the products you find recommended by YouTubers that are outside the country, you cannot find them here in Nigeria. And if you find them, they're usually expensive. So they might be expecting me to give them product recommendation where to shop that is not expensive. Those can be part of their expectation. Another target audience, their persona can be working class people that they have a 9 to 5. One of their frustration might be maybe styling the hair to make it look professional, their professional settings. Then the last one could be like our aged mommies, 50, because there are women who actually like colors. So one of their frustration will be just like, you know, maintaining their hair, making it healthy. So you just have to just do a lot of research into this. I mean, when you study the market, you will be able to know who you are serving. So like these 3 people I've mentioned now, these are people that they're all ladies. My 4th persona could be a male. That's my main target audience are women, but a 4th persona could be for a man, because of course men to dye their head and I want to do it themselves, and there's some people that just enjoy stuff like this. So when you do deep market research, you will find all this. And tools, there's Google, there's so many tools online. Once you just Google, you get a lot of things, journals, lots of helpful things to help you in your research journey. So that's that about target audience. Next thing should be customer journey and experience. In the case of OWAI, how to get them to like subscribe, because we are not offering anything that is paid for now. If we were to offer something that was paid, it would be like, how do we get them from point A while they are still new to the brand to getting them to buy into the brand, buy into what we are selling. So the customer journey starts from getting to know the brand, digging, like really appreciating what like resonates, what the brand is creating resonates with you, and you know, them bringing out money from their pocket to purchase what you are selling. From stumbling on the channel, subscribing, reaching out, wanting to collab, those kind of things are like customer journey and experience. Then the next one is competitive analysis. This is just when you look into what your competitors are doing, the company 1, company 2, company 3, because of course it's not a new niche. There are people in your industry already. So there's nothing, like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. So you do competitive analysis. What are they selling that makes them unique? What makes you unique? Aside that, we have said something about differentiation earlier. This is where we now go in depth into like our competitive analysis. For OWAI, when I did like research regarding like the industry, largely there are not lots of content creators in Nigeria, which is my target audience, that are strictly on like short hair and do content regarding it. Most of them are usually like lifestyle content creators, and usually being on short hair is like a short phase of their life. There was only one person I found, a content creator that does a life revolved around a short hair, but it was our content also extend to fashion. But that is not what I'm doing. Like, you get, so like competition is not really as fierce as me competing with other fellow content creators on the global scale. Like if you check YouTube, because my main channel to sell this brand would be like YouTube. So on YouTube there is no brand that does what I want to do. They are usually just a mixture of everything, lifestyle, food, you get. They don't create content solely around their hair. So that's OWAI's competitive analysis. And the last thing is the visual identity, and this is what we are going to do in our next video. We'll be creating about 2 different visual creative direction for this brand, and we'll see how it goes from there, because all this we have created will make our creating the logo, visual identity very, very easy, and I'm excited to see where this goes. So this is all for today's video. I hope you have learned something. If you have any questions, if I had said something that doesn't really align with what you know, feel free to always correct me in the comment box. I mean, I can't know it all. I'm saying what works for me. If you have a better tip, just please comment, and also subscribe and share this video to everyone that could be helpful too. So I look forward to seeing you in my next video, the part 2. We are going to be creating visual direction and mood board for this brand. See you in my next one, guys. Bye.